So in chapter 2 of the Tehillim, he says, why do the Gentiles or the nations rage, and the people meditate emptiness? The sovereigns of the earth take their stand, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahuwah and against his Messiah, saying, let us tear apart their bonds and throw away the ropes from us. He who is sitting in the heavens laughs. Yahuwah mocks at them. Then he speaks to them in his wrath and troubles them in his rage, saying, but I have set my sovereign on Zion, my set apart mountain. I inscribe for Torah, which means a law. Yahuwah has said to me, you are my son. Today I have brought you forth. Now this is not talking about David. Remember that David was prophesied, was given a prophecy that said, I will raise up your seed after you when you are old, and I will be his father, and he will be my son. Now this is speaking prophetically of the son of Yahuwah. He said, you are my son, today I have brought you forth. Ask of me, and I make the Gentiles, the nations, your inheritance, and the ends of the earth your possession. Break them with a rod of iron. Dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. Now be wise, O sovereigns. Be instructed, you rulers of the earth. Serve Yahuwah with fear. Kiss the Son, lest he be enraged and you perish in the way. For soon his wrath is to be kindled. Blessed are those taking refuge in him. Blessed are those taking refuge in him. Very important words, very powerful words coming from the quote-unquote Old Testament. Many Christians say, we bring up something from the Old Testament, they say, oh, that's the Old Testament. We don't have to do that anymore. Well, it's very important. It gives us all the pictures of Messiah. How in the world are you going to say you know who Messiah is if you don't know who the Torah and the prophets say he would be? This is the reason you call him by the wrong name, because you don't study and show yourselves approved like the word of Yahuwah so explicitly tells us to do. Okay, now we're going to turn to the Proverbs for all those who may be Muslim or may be quote-unquote Jews, who don't believe that Yahuwah can have a son. Muslims, they have the very spirit of Antichrist, anti-Messiah going on within their beings. Many Muslims are contacting me wanting to know truth of Yahuwah. They're wanting to know the truth. They claim that they believe the prophets. They say, oh, we believe all the prophets. Well, my friends, if you believe the prophets, then you have to believe every word that is coming out of my mouth, because I am preaching from the Old Testament, the TaNaK, the same one that the Jews use today. Okay? Very important. Because in the Mishle, or the Proverbs, in chapter 30, if you would turn with me to Proverbs chapter 30, these are the words of Agur, son of Yake, a message. This man declared to Ithiel, and to Ukal, for I am more stupid than anyone, and I do not have the understanding of a man, and I have not learned wisdom, that I should know the knowledge of the set apart one. Who has gone up to the heavens and come down? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has bound the waters in a garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? What is his son's name, if you know it? He is putting down a question. He is challenging you. What is his name? What is his son's name, if you know it? If you can tell, what is it? He is speaking of the son, the same son that was prophesied to King David, the same son that David himself prophesied concerning. That there would be one who would come after David, from the loins of David, who would be called the son of Yahuwah, and Yahuwah would be called his father. It's throughout Scripture. It's throughout the Old Testament. It's throughout the book. Those of you who are denying this king that would rule and reign forever, you are denying Messiah. You think you know Messiah, you don't know Messiah. You need to learn and you need to get to know Messiah. It's very important. You need to kiss the Son before his rage be kindled but a little, according to the Psalms. All right, now, very important prophecy. We are going to turn to Psalm 110, Tehillim 110. This is the same Tehillim that we see Kepha, who is called Peter, preached on the day of Shavuot, which is erroneously called Pentecost. Okay? And we are going to also read this entire chapter, because these chapters are very important for you to see the context, because I know that many of you will not read on your own, because most religious people are very lazy people. They just want to listen to their lying false prophets and their lying rabbis and their lying preachers and their lying imams and all these lying people that they got going on, and they don't want to study for themselves. So let's see exactly what the TaNaK says about our beloved Messiah. Yahuwah said to my master, "Sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet." Yahuwah sends your mighty scepter out of Zion. Rule in the midst of your enemies. Your people volunteer in the day of your might, in the splendor of set apartness. From the womb, from the morning, you have the dew of your youth. Yahuwah has sworn and does not relent. You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. Yahuwah at your right hand. Yahuwah at your right hand. Now he's just told the Anointed One to come sit at my right hand. Now he is saying, Yahuwah at your right hand shall smite sovereigns in the day of his wrath. He judges among the nations. He shall fill the nations with dead bodies. He shall crush the head over the mighty earth. He drinks of the stream by the wayside. Therefore he does not lift up. Therefore he does lift up his head. Okay. Very important, because we see throughout the consistency of Scripture that the Messiah would be elevated to the right hand of Yahuwah. Did you hear me a while ago when I read from the Proverbs and I stated, who has ascended into heaven or descended? It is he who is of ancient origins. It is he who descended the very bread of life, the manna that comes down from heaven. The Messiah would be of ancient origins, that he would have to come down to the earth, and that he would later ascend back to the right hand of the Father. Okay, it's very important to understand these things. We see also throughout the Scriptures that the concept of the death of Messiah is consistent. We know that in Psalm 16, turn to Psalm 16, I have set Yahuwah always before me because he is at my right hand. This is talking about the same individual who will be at the right hand of Yahuwah, who Yahuwah is also at his right hand. I'm going to tell you how this can be in just a moment. It's very beautiful. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou shalt not leave my soul in the grave. It says hell, but that word is Sheol, the grave. Neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Who is David talking about now? Your Holy One? Maybe the one that would rule and reign forever? The Holy One of Yisrael, who would have a throne that would be forever and forever, whose origins are from ancient times, according to the book of Micah? This is Scripture, my friends. Scripture. I'm not coming to you with any fantasies or twisted things or tales. I'm not even coming to you with the New Testament. I'm coming to you, my friends, with the TaNaK, what is called the Old Testament, okay? You will not suffer your Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt show me the path of life, and thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Now he is talking explicitly of Messiah. You can tell because he's talking about at your right hand are pleasures forevermore, that obviously this same Anointed One is going to be elevated to the right hand of Yahuwah, that you will not leave my soul in the grave, neither will thou suffer your Holy One to see corruption. Oh my goodness, my friends, he is speaking of Messiah being resurrected. But you say, wait a minute, Mark, resurrected? Messiah couldn't die, could he? He has to live forever.